suppose a child is Gujarat, who can know only Gujarati but is in the rural area of Karnataka, does not know how to read a Kannada book. He can translate, get to hear in Gujarati. Commonly, pagal hai, huchu, Kannada, it's very commonly used. They should stop using that. They should not use such words. There's a Bharat Vikas Award, and then from national, international awards have come in many ways. Learning Times Innovative Information Services Award, then from American Library Association I have received.
You have worked extensively in libraries. Okay, but what do you feel? The children should have access to books, that is right. Yeah?
Yeah.
But then only access to books, or there should be some guidance also given to them?
Guidance is very important. If you ask a child, go read a book, they may not read on their own. They may, unless the parents sit with them, read a book before sleeping. Don't give them access to, digital mobile for a certain period. You are now in a world where you have to be hybrid. But if you give access to this, phone or whatever, tell them, I'll give it to you when you read a book today. And you also a child should sit and read along with the mother or
that
father.
Kind of a motivation
before
possible
sleeping
in the educated families.
Sure.
But what happens to a family which is in the rural?
The rural. That's what I said. In Read India, that's what they do. So they do have a library there, and we train the coordinator there to how to engage, conduct reading stories for the children. And in today's technology, why should a child not know? If I don't know the language, why should I not get to know what is written in that language? So there is an app called Kibo app that was basically developed for visually impaired children.
Okay.
But it can translate 60 languages.
Right.
Instantly it translates. And if you suppose a child is Gujarat, who can know only Gujarati but is in the rural area of Karnataka, does not know how to read a Kannada book, he can translate, get to hear in Gujarati the translation of that story. Kibo app.
Yeah.
So these are, we can use all these technologies and also encourage children to read stories, not only of their language, not only languages that they know, but also other languages, get to know from the culture through other,
So during your life's journey, so when did you realize that you had to take responsibility and act? Was there any instance that really changed or transformed you during your life period?
Yes, I would like to say that there was a period when I was looking for support for my brother Srivatsa, who was a mathematician, and he was a brilliant mathematician, but he suffered from schizophrenia. And I had to bring him to NIMHANS from Delhi. I was living in Delhi. And then I realized, we were looking for a support, like, a residential care, rehab for him. That time it didn't exist. There was only hardly one or two that existed, and it was beyond our reach, financial reach.
So what was your
young.
age then?
28.
Oh, at a young age you have taken
I had
responsibility of a brother.
I had 11-month son who I had left him in my mother's place. My daughter was 4. I brought her also to NIMHANS, and I was running around trying to seek help. That is when I met Dr. M. Ranganathan, who is my mentor. He was the psychiatric social work department head. And when I went to ask him that, he said, Rangashri, we don't have any such facility, but go back and you try to you build it yourself, and you can, I'm sure. He motivated me. He said, go back to the special ward where all the families are living, talk to them and understand what is how you can Within 10 days, I talked to 10 different people in the families who were there in the special ward, along with their wards. And we mobilized funds. Someone gave 5,000 rupees rent for the building. Someone gave for a house for rent. Someone
You
stepped in.
housed all of their
Yeah,
relatives
then
there
we
in that.
started the
Yeah.
Family Fellowship Society for Psychosocial Rehabilitation along with NIMHANS support. So,
Wonderful.
yeah, Dr. Ranganathan said our students of psychiatric social work will be the people who will interact with your, so you don't have to pay staff or anything, no, for counseling and all that. So that way, it was a low cost residential rehab that emerged.
Okay.
And
That's
it's
still running?
no, it unfortunately it ran for 25 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah. It started with my
that's a long
brother was
period.
the first person to get registered.
Okay.
But after 25 years, it again they had to. The person who gave us the house for rent was passed away, and then his children wanted the facility back. So all of them got discharged, and of course, for 25 years, it ran very well. Yeah.
Hi everyone! If you've been enjoying these conversations with passionate thinkers, thought leaders, and inspiring minds from all walks of life, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone who loves meaningful stories. We want to keep growing, and your feedback matters. Got ideas to make these interviews even better? Drop a comment or message me. Let's keep bringing brilliant perspectives to you and to the world.
We all do a lot of service, okay, and during service sometimes there is failure, sometimes there is fatigue, and sometimes there is disappointment. Isn't it? We all want to work, but sometimes continuously working on these aspects, there may be all these results. So how do you feel? How did you come out of all that? Did you have any kind of such situations in your life?
I've been taking care of senior citizens at home only. I had my mother, my father who was a stroke patient, and taking care of my brother who was in different rehabs. He had to be taken care of for nearly.
No, did he come back to
No,
his
no, he is no
mathematics
more.
or?
No, he is no more now. He died in a rehab in Madurai. But we have established a trust in his name.
Okay.
In his memory, Srivatsa MA Memorial Trust for Mental Health, and through the trust we are mobilizing resources and people.
That is your mental health
Yes,
organization.
that organization that we started after his death in 2019, April 24th. He passed away at the age of 54. So, but we are mobilizing resources and services for people like him in his memory. That keeps me going. Then,
So you had a sick patients to look after at home.
Yes.
You had a brother like this, and then you had to serve also.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Then
So
I also along this I kept working. No, I was working as a librarian. I mobilized networking for this cause. Through when you are in a job, you meet a lot of people, and I am very open about mental health. So I never hid what I was going through. Like with my brother, I was not feeling stigmatized. So if at all anyone wants to feel so when I'm advocating for mental health, I should.
Even schizo patients, they can come back.
Yeah.
It's not that you say yes. And with mental illness only he expired, or was there
It
any
was
time he
chronic
came
condition.
back?
It was a chronic condition. He
Chronic,
had physical and mental health both. Severe, for long-term medication and treatment and rehab. He could not sustain himself, and this happens. I mean, this is what the doctors have said. So his was a chronic condition.
Okay.
But if it is a common mental health disorder, it heals faster. There is nothing to worry on that. But there is
So
treatment.
what kind of mental patients do you have in your NGO?
There
what
are
are the different kinds of diseases,
So-
mental illnesses that they undergo, and how do you bring them back to the society?
So I have set up 3 halfway homes. One is in Bangalore that I mentioned. The other one was in Delhi where I lived. We started in Greater Noida, a residential facility. It's still running. It's 25 years since it's been running. It's called Vishwas of Richmond Fellowship Society. The Richmond has the head office here in Bangalore. Asha, if you might know. And Asha's
workers.
branch I started in Delhi,
Okay.
which is still running.
Huh.
There is a daycare and there is a residential care halfway home, which is for a short term. Then there's a long term care. So if the condition is such that they cannot go back to families, what happens is majority of these patients, they are abnormal only with emotionally attached people at home. Example, parents, spouses, brothers, sisters, children. So it is difficult for families, especially aging parents, to look after such a patient who is chronic. So residential rehab, they have all the support. They train them to be independent, do counseling, they give medication, they give vocational training. Everything happens, yoga, music, activities. So there's institutional support. This is what we give there.
So you do you have that kind of an inclusivity in the normal society?
Yeah, there are people who have gone back.
Yeah.
And if I might say that there are, this is not necessary that they all have to be long term. Some of them go back, and some of them I have personally trained them in library as a part of my experiment to see if they can work as a librarian. So some of them have gone and become school librarians after training with me. And of course you have to tell the HR or the institution that they have a condition like this. So please, we don't have high expectations from them. Give them that liberty, give them that space. If they have mood swings, if they are not liking to do something, just leave them, accept it that it's a condition, but give them an opportunity. Their residual capacities should be, recognized. And some of them are very talented, creative. You might have heard of Vincent van Gogh, a painter. He was he was also going through this. Professor
There are so many great people
Great
who has
people.
gone through schizophrenia, and also still they are great.
Professor Jan Nash, if you
yeah.
have heard of him,
uh.
he won Nobel Prize. So, yeah.
So there are people. That's
There are
what
people,
I wanted to ask you whether they have come back or how they are doing. Instead of putting them in a kind of a jail, always like you are this,
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
chronic, and you are have to be. Full your complete life you have to spend here. So that becomes a very difficult.
It was in the earlier times, much before,
Yeah.
it used to happen that they used to be chained or whatever. But today's times, new science and medicines have
New awareness
has come, and medicines are there. So all these helps in recovery and also stability at home. You can manage them to a large extent.
Because even the illness, some places is very severe and some have got very mild kind of because they can that if people have an awareness and accept them in the society. I think,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, because we had written a book on mental awareness.
Okay.
Yeah, so in that we have dealt everything, all these kinds of things in very detail.
So I did a campaign for awareness about mental health in 5 states, and through the campaign we realized it was a questionnaire research methodology we used, and from that we elicited what is their knowledge and awareness about in 5 states, especially in Delhi, Andhra, and many other states we did, UP. And what we realized was we got the messages that should be promoted. Some of them actually who are going through this condition told me, ma'am, please promote that we should not be teased. Why? It's not, it's my mind, so what if it's different?
Correct. So we have to give that kind of a respect or whatever you want to say, that acceptance that he is going through all this, and that his feelings also has to be
so all these messages were promoted widely, and even in CGHS posters were put everywhere during that time. when we did the campaign. Yeah.
So, who in your life taught you the meaning of duty? Did anybody teach you, or did it come by genes?
Uh,
Yeah. So, what
so,
governs your decisions today?
so
Is there any incident or?
that's what necessity is the mother of invention. So
Yeah.
when you have a necessity, you start looking for support. You knock on doors, then you find, okay, there's nothing coming. We have to stand up for ourselves. So
Uh-huh.
that's the way it went in my life, I guess. But yeah, duty. You see your parents, your grandparents have performed their duties as parents, as grandparents, and you learn from their experiences. You're raised by them, so the values they have instilled in you, the people, the teachers, all these matter comes.
You have received a lot of recognitions. Even recently, you said that you were awarded the Kittur Rani Chennamma Award for on the Women's Day for your yeoman services to the mentally handicapped children. My question to you is, what does all this mean to you?
It means, yeah, I have to be more added responsibility comes
Yeah.
through these awards. These awards certainly
What are the
helps.
other awards that you have received?
There are like lot of there's a Bharat Vikas Award, and then from national international awards have come in many ways. Learning Times Innovative Information Services Award, then from American Library Association I have received. But these awards may motivate me more to do more for society, because there is, when this comes, it means that I have to rise up to more,
Yeah, you
perform
have
more.
to raise the bar.
You raise the bar. It raises your bar,
Yeah.
certainly.
Correct.
And also I feel that it will motivate others.
Huh.
I'm aging now, so younger generation
Okay.
can look up and get motivated to reach out to more people like this, especially because 1% of India's population is affected by this, and very limited support is available. You can imagine we have only nearly 4,000 psychiatrists in the country for 140 crore people.
Is it?
Yeah, and 1 in 100 is affected. So what kind of help?
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
they have to be given
they
help,
have
and
to
you're
be,
doing
yes.
a very, very noble service, I can say. And continuously, you have been doing something or the other, all your initiatives throughout your life, what I have seen so far. So, even in the society, there are a lot of attitudes, okay?
Yes.
So, if you have to change one attitude in the society overnight, so is it apathy? Okay, people don't have empathy. Then is it a fear that people have, or is it a kind of an indifference that people show?
I think it's all the three. They should change. They should be empathetic, and they should recognize the challenges people face, especially in advertisements and all. You see, they use this, and very commonly, "pagal hai," "hucchu," Kannada. It's very commonly used. They should stop using that. They should not use such words. Maybe casually, maybe but in the form of tease. It's very difficult for a family who goes through this.
Okay.
So we should not use these words very liberally.
Yes.
Avoid. So these are, this is what I would say, that please accept the realities that it can happen to anyone. Not just today you may be normal, but we never know. It can happen to anyone at any
We
age.
don't know what happens when.
Yes.
Huh?
So this is life, and the variety is the spice of life. Accept everyone with all grace and humility.
Like when you see these millennials, Gen Zs, and all these, they have come up with new attitudes, new thinking, and their way of working also is something very different. Okay, and they got success in a different way. And service also, as we come from a kind of a next generation, Gen X and all that, we are more service oriented, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that is a good thing or a great thing, or when you compare to all these people, youngsters, they want to enjoy life, isn't it? So, what is your advice to them? I don't think we have to give any advice, but how can we? Is it a misunderstanding, or is it right on their part to be like that? What is your opinion about
Yeah,
this?
it all the generation gap that comes with every generation. We are different from our grandparents. So perhaps our grandparents never liked that we use of mixie or grinder. But over time we have picked up that, and slowly this generation we have to accept them as they are.
Correct.
And bridge the gap by becoming their friend, becoming accepting their
Whatever they are.
whatever they are,
Yes.
in a friendly and culturally acceptable
And I don't
mode.
think we have to force something on
Nothing
them,
to be forced,
or trying to correct them, or trying to
Once
isn't it?
they grow up
Yeah.
and leave your household, it is they want to experience the world on their own conditions, and they'll learn the lessons, and you say that you are always there for them.
Correct.
And they one day or the other they'll come back to you, and they will. One thing I have learned from my experience of raising two children, I have a daughter and my son. They are while raising them, you always tell them to do something. They may not listen at home, but when they are away from you, they listen to you, because they say, "Oh, it's mom has said that I should not do this." So
That somewhere it comes into
somewhere
their
it
mind
is
when they're
embedded.
real into the
Yeah.
real trouble.
At home they might
Yes.
take the liberty,
Yes.
but outside they do give you the value. And it all depends on how you have treated them at home, how you have accepted. You walk 10 steps with them, they'll walk 10 steps with you too.
Super. Very well said. So I have got some rapid fire questions to you. So you have to answer me instantly, right?
Okay.
So one value your family passed on that you refuse to compromise.
Honesty.
One habit that builds inner strength.
One habit that builds strength is energy. That keep moving, keep doing things.
Yeah. One change India urgently needs in education.
Is to be inclusive of all conditions.
Wonderful. So one quality every leader must possess.
The quality is to give a chance to children to become leaders.
Okay. So one belief that guides your life.
One belief that guides my life is that keep going, keep doing things as long as your life is.
Ma'am, in Srivatsa MA Memorial Trust, you not only deal with mentally depressed children, you are also taking care of adults who have been affected with all this mental illness.
Yeah.
So how do you really? Is it not very difficult to bring them under control, or what challenges do you face?
In Srivatsa MA Memorial Trust, we support institutions that are taking care of adult mentally ill patients. This schizophrenia and other allied disorders happen to people who are between 14 to 20-year-olds. It generally occurs in that period when they are actually having hormonal changes happen in that age. So it's a chemical imbalance that triggers these illnesses, which is chemically controlled by medicines and counseling and all that. So our focus is on adults, but mentally retarded children are different segment. They are who are born with the brain
with
defect,
cerebral palsy
cerebral palsy.
and other
So
things.
that is different. So
Okay.
I focus on mentally ill patients who are undergoing schizophrenia and allied disorders.
Huh?
allied disorders. So in the rehabs and the halfway homes, wherever we started, the condition is that families go to their treating psychiatrist, get recommendation by the treating psychiatrist that they should be undergoing rehab. In these, they only then we have a clinical committee who recommends their
to
stay. Admit
only
them
after the psychiatrist recommends.
It happens like when you identify a case, for example, there's a suicidal thoughts or certain things happening, immediately they take him to hospital. In the hospital, they treat them for maybe 3 to 4 weeks. They keep them and observe the patients. And what dosage of medicines they can be controlled, and before going home they are suggested to go to halfway home, where the family and the individual understands the condition, how to treat them at home, how to live with them at home. They, it's a awareness. The family gets to know about the condition.
It is called a
halfway home. Yeah.
So yours is one such.
I established 3 halfway homes. One in Bangalore that I spoke, the other one in Delhi. Vishwas. Then one Anand Rehab Center in Mumbai. Yeah, this also we started. Basically, there are patients between 18 to 45-year-olds.
How many patients do you have in
there? In these halfway homes, they can actually keep only minimum 20 at the number of patients. But the condition is that once they recover, they can be discharged. But what happens is when they're not despite all efforts, many of them cannot be recovering, then they continue to stay there.
So, Dr. Rangashri, it was lovely interacting with you. And I'm so blessed that you are with me today, and the conversation reminds us so many things. Maybe about the leadership, or maybe about the service that you are doing, maybe about the mentally handicapped children, the responsibility that you have taken to give them a life. All this shows that how rooted you are, and also you come from a very patriotic family, and for you society, and so you think more on all these lines. So I'm very impressed, and thank you so much for coming here, giving your precious time to Spark Igniting Minds.
Thank you so much, Spark India, for giving me this opportunity, and I hope more and more you succeed in your efforts to bring people.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone. If you've been enjoying these conversations with passionate thinkers, thought leaders, and inspiring minds from all walks of life, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone who loves meaningful stories. We want to keep growing, and your feedback matters. Got ideas to make these interviews even better? Drop a comment or message me. Let's keep bringing brilliant perspectives to you and to the world.